program is proudly brought to you by Discovery, making people healthier. What started out in 1975 as a challenge between local surfers and road runners in East London, attracting just 26 entrants, has now grown to a race of over 4,300. Welcome to the 40th edition of the Discovery Surfers Challenge. Hi, I'm Brendan Kelly, and once again it's my privilege to be involved in this event. Let's hear from some of our competitors at pre-race registration.
This is my first time doing it, and I've entered for the 17-kilometer race.
We're going to try our best to run most of it.
I've run quite a few, I think about 6, and I'm doing the 17 run.
This is going to be my 17th, and I'm looking forward to run it because it's a nice race to run.
This is the first race I'm doing, and I'm pretty excited.
I've entered the 5K surfers run.
There was a medical team on hand to do free health checks to all competitors, as well as earn valuable vitality points.
Just doing the health assessment right now, waiting for the nurse to give me the feedback. Hopefully it's all positive.
We were lucky enough to catch up with Kenny Wilkinson, the winner of the inaugural Surfers Challenge.
When this race started in 1975, I lived in East London. I ended up winning the race, and I then moved down to the Southern Cape, to the Knysna area, and now 40 years later I've decided to come and run the race again. I'm sure my time will be a lot slower than it was 40 years ago.
The final briefing for all marshals and officials took place on the Friday evening before the race, with race director Neville Wilkins making sure everybody knew the task at hand. And now on to the challenge, 17.5 kilometers of rugged coastline. The race starts at the mouth of the Kwelera River on a narrow gravel road, but soon ventures onto the beach where runners will be welcomed by rocks, loose boulders and stones, shingle and soft sand on the way past Rainbow Valley. The Gunubi River is the first of the 2 meaningful rivers to be crossed and is encountered about 6 kilometers into the race. The run down to the hotel is pleasant, while the crowds in Gunubi will always lift participants all the way to Eastwood Ho, where we meet up with a tricky little path, loose stones and sea sand once again. The going gets a little easier on the approach to Bonza Bay, and then roughly 2 kilometers more of beach and the Nahoon River awaits, after which there's a few hundred meters left to the welcoming crowds at the finish. The surf ski paddlers start and finish at the same venues, and this year the easterly wind will provide a welcome downwind run. Some fantastic aerial footage of this pristine coastline. This beach will soon be ripped up by the maddening throng of thousands of feet at the start of the 17.5 kilometer race.
Yes, Brendan, the new 10K is fantastic. The 5-kilometer challenge for the juniors is wonderful, but this is the real thing. Kwelera to Nahoon Beach. This is where it all began.
It's my first time doing the Surfers Marathon, and I'm quite excited and also nervous at the same time.
I like it. It's going to make me fit.
I do it because it's real festive.
It's such a nice adventure.
There's always the vibe, and it's just an awesome race.
I come back every year because it's an addiction. I absolutely love the vibe.
Why I run it? I'm one of the original starters.
I'm new in East London and I'm really looking forward to the race.
This is an interesting group of runners who have run all the way from Port St. John's over 6 days, and this is the final leg of their journey.
I'm here with an intrepid group of trail runners, just having run 270 kilometers, 17 to go at the surfers to get to our finish point.
The only runner to have entered all 39 races so far is the legend Dougie Cunard, about to start number 40.
I've done every race from the start. This is my 40th. And the excitement I get out of this race is that every time I get here, there are more and more people. So hopefully it keeps on getting supported like it is.
Well, here we are again. I think this is the start of my 7th or 8th surfers. I don't know why I'm back, because I'm a hopeless swimmer. I hate trail running. I hate beach sand. The only bit I like is the bit in Gunubi through the crowds on the tar.
Last year I came 3rd in the Discovery Surfers Challenge, and the year before I actually was privileged to win it. I've struggled a little bit last year with an Achilles injury, and yet I'm back again because I love a challenge. I love Discovery Surfers Challenge. There's only one event like this, and it's very challenging.
Surf ski paddlers now making it out to the start line. Big thank you to Alec Booth for the fantastic aerial footage provided by his drone helicopter. seconds before the start, and away they go. Bob, this must be a really difficult time of the race. Guys jockeying for positions. You'll see they take any path that they can. Must be actually quite a nerve-wracking part of the race for many of the top runners.
The first kilometre or so is like this because they get to another section just now, which we'll see when they all jockey again for position to go down to the beach. During the week before the event, there were 2 holes in the road, and the organisers were able to fix that for the runners. They'll still be a bit wary, however. There goes Katie Knight.
Fantastic onboard footage as the surf skis now make their way out past the point. As I said earlier, that easterly wind is going to assist them hugely as it pushes them down the coastline.
There'll be plenty of nerves amongst those people there now. You see what I mean about the road?
Serious bottleneck. Would the organisers not perhaps look at seeding the runners in the future as this race continues to grow in popularity?
They have spoken about it, and I think they do try. It's just a little difficult sometimes because people come from all over the country.
Caught a glimpse of one of our past winners, Dorian Fritz, out in front there, looking really comfortable in the lead.
Yes, he's leading the race, and there's Marit Velmater, the leader of the ladies' race, and Roger Davies just behind her. There the runners start breaking ranks, some going down, some going straight. There are some real old horses in this field. There comes Dominic Lehout, a top biathlete.
Bob, with this race on this course, is it advantageous to have run it before? Do the guys get to know the course?
Absolutely, they should. If they don't, they're going to be in for lots of surprises that they're not going to enjoy. Especially in the beginning, this first 6 kilometers, you need to know what you're in for, and you need to actually train for it as well. You can't run on roads and then go and race over rocks.
But with the coastline changing all the time due to spring tides and that, obviously there are lots of variables in the race as well.
Well, this is true because you need to keep up to date all the time. You can go down there one week and next week is totally different. And then you also need to read your tides, obviously. But look at that beautiful beach, isn't it fantastic?
An interesting aspect that I've picked up from the last 39 years is how the results times have changed. The finishing results vary greatly in this race.
They do, but there are a couple of reasons for that. In 2010, for instance, another kilometre was added onto the race, so you've got to look at times from then. But even that 2010 was a terrible year in respect of tides, and even though it was one of the top runners, Mleleki Nobanda, who won it that year, his time is the slowest up until the start of today.
Most of the competitors preferring to run along the narrow pathway, really feeling their way as they go along. See in the background now some of the runners opting to go over the rocks, which is absolutely treacherous. Those black rocks, as soon as they get sand on, become very, very slippery.
That guy's done everything wrong. He stopped on a rock, he's turned around, and then obviously stopped. That'll be Dorian Fritz in the lead there. He won the race in 2007. That's Marit Velmater a little bit further back. She won the race 2 years ago, set a course record. Hanlie Botha thumped that record by 2 minutes. The following year, Marit is chasing it again today.
Here we come to one of our major obstacles, the Ganubi River crossing, 6 kilometers into the race.
And again, that's Dorian Fritz in the lead. He's followed by Sizakele Dayimani from Port Alfred and the young 16-year-old Andrew Spaniard. Top little runner. He set a new record at Nahoon Point the other day for 5 kilometers. Runner from Overtakers following. In the water, the strongest swimmer will emerge, and it looks like Doran. Sizakele in second, and Andrew in third. Swimming rivers can be treacherous, and the lifesavers do a fantastic job in this event.
It always fascinates me, the various techniques that certain people use to get across the rivers.
Yeah, when you get out that river, you've got to run with really heavy, wet shoes as well. See Marit entering the water now. She's a more than competent swimmer. She's a triathlete. She's run cross country for South Africa. And she's on the half marathon team for South Africa as well.
At this stage, she must be very close to the leading men.
She is awfully close.
Our 70-plus paddlers having a rather comfortable ride down the coast towards the finish line.
I see some of the Wild Coast runners coming out the river there, bearing in mind that they've done 275 odd kilometres already. Here comes Sean Micklejohn, winner of the Comrades Marathon, 10-time gold medalist. I see Dominic Lahood hitting the water there, competent swimmer, a top biathlete. Back to the roads of Ganubi. Beautiful suburb, wonderful place to live.
Crowd support through Ganubi, always a feature of this race.
People very friendly indeed. Hose pipes, drinks, they almost open their homes to you. The Ganubi River can be a lot worse than it is this year.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Bob. Looking a lot more user-friendly this year and sheltered from that nagging easterly wind.
I've just picked out Andrea, the ranger on the far bank, entering the water now as well. She's the second lady at this point in time. There she is. Just back from having a child recently. It's been a feature of the race for many years. That's Moret again, striding out towards Bonza Bay.
Brilliant footage from our surf ski helmet cam. As I mentioned earlier, the guys having a really easy paddle out there today.
There's our first man in the challenge coming out the river now, Sizakela Diavani. He's overtaken Doran Fritz between Ganubi and Nahoon. Looking back, not sure of himself even though he's obviously got a lead. There's Doran in the water, giving up the chase. And Andrew Spaniard, the youngster, right behind him.
Brilliant performance from young Andrew. Third position overall.
There's Moret entering the water. Young Andrew has seen her for sure, and he's not going to like that. We'll see what he can do on the beach.
And our race winner, Siakele Daimani, coming through to win the 40th Surface Challenge in a time of 72.29 seconds.
Andrew's still trying to stay ahead of Moret. Comes out the water, big smile on her face as always, and on course to break the record.
Moret Fulmalter certainly seems to have made this race her own in the last couple of years. Third position overall going to young Andrew Spaniard, 16 years old, in a time of 74.03.
And there's Gerrit Viljoen, a newcomer to East London, coming out the water and in fourth position, followed by Sean Micklejohn, Comrades Marathon hero.
With 10 gold medals to his name in the Comrades, Sean Micklejohn looking rather strong still. Let's hear from our race winners.
It was an awesome race in 17:05. Because I would do 1 hour 15, I would do 1 hour 12 now. It's quite good. The race was superb. Just a bit of unfoot, but very good conditions, very good race.
Yeah, this year it was really a challenge, as it was a challenge against myself. And I've tried to better my time, which I did, and I think it's a record, but I'm not sure yet. It was really hard, very nice though, with the wind from the tailwind, having a tailwind. And yeah, I really enjoyed every bit. And the crowd was spectacular like always.
Just finished my second Surface Challenge ever. Came here last year. It was just as hot and just as tough, but it was great. Crawled across the rocks a bit, but yeah, got you in one piece.
Off to the beach where our first surf ski crew comes through, and it's Andrew Carter and Brendan Thompson in a time of 64.28 seconds. Back to the Ganubi River crossing, and Bob, this is where a lot of the action takes place. Many races going on within the challenge.
Indeed it does, and because the tide's getting a little higher now, the sand, don't forget, has been churned up by thousands of feet.
Here's a message from race convener Neville Wilkins. Firstly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Discovery for their sponsorship, which we have enjoyed for the past 10 years. Because of their sponsorship, it has given us the opportunity to grow this fantastic challenge to where it is today. Over 4,000 participants took part this year. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the hard-working committee who gave of their free time to make this challenge such a success. Thank you to those who competed in the Discovery Surface Challenge 2014. We hope to see you at the 2015 Discovery Surface Challenge.
That's brilliant, lovely, thank you.
My 30th Surface.
and it's going okay. A bit slow, but it's going fine, thanks.
30 surfers, that is no mean feat. The runners will be approaching the halfway and also the cutoff. There it is there. Cutoff being at 5 o'clock. Buses, or the meat wagons as we call them, parked at the side of the road.
Hey, almost there. Going hard. I thought you were going to give me a lift there for a minute.
Shucks, I hated the rocks at the beginning, but now at least we can run.
Common denominator that most people moaned about was those damn rocks.
There's Annie Challoner going through there in red, white and blue.
Let's hear from our head of sponsorship at Discovery, Jodie Foster.
We got stumbling blocks, the rocks and pebbles, but you know what, the camaraderie is so cool and the people from East London really came out. The guys are really having a fantastic time.
With more than half the race now gone as the competitors wind their way down to Eastwood Ho, fitness now will certainly start playing a part.
Yeah, I've been tired, and it's my first time. I thought we were almost done, but we're still going. I'm very tired, but it is cool.
The underfooting on this part of the course is very tricky. Got to be very careful. There were steps there that have been washed away. The rocks have been uncovered, and even on the beach, there's quite a lot of camber to negotiate. Back at Nahoon River, that's Sonia de Barros coming out the water. She's done something like 19 surfers now.
As the runners come out the water, it's just a gentle jog up the beach in the loose sand to the finish point. Let's hear what Bruce Fordyce has to say.
It was a typical surfers. Thank you very much, Discovery. I loved it, except for the last 17 Ks. And I want all the people ahead of me drug tested. So, no, it was great, well organized, lovely, wonderful enthusiasm.
This is what the final results look like.
The Discovery Surface Challenge is really a manifestation of the ethos of our organization. It's about making people healthier, and that's what just over 4,000 people in East London, that is the community of East London and the surrounding areas, they have done brilliantly today. They have set out to start living a healthier lifestyle. They did 700 screenings during registration, so they know what their health status is, and that's what Discovery is all about. We want you to know what your health status is. We want you to go out there, do your healthy living side by participating in the Discovery Surface Challenge, and then earn your rewards. So the Discovery Vitality members earned between 3,000 and 5,000 points today, and hats off to them. The camaraderie was brilliant en route. And well done to everybody. We want to see you back again next year.
A huge congratulations to everybody that participated, and also a big thank you to Bob Norris. Bob, thanks very much.
It's a pleasure. Fabulous racing, fabulous organization.
From me, Brendan Kelly, it's farewell till next time. We'll leave you with some footage of sore feet, sore bodies, but that coveted t-shirt in hand.
Yes! It was fun. It was really but it was lots of fun. Worth it. We got our t-shirts.
This program was brought to you by Discovery, making people healthier.